So these are our kick defences. So I'm going to take you through them one by one. So first of all we have front kick defences. So the front kick comes in, I'm going to move to my right and I'm going to cradle the leg with my left arm. So I move and cradle the leg there. Now I'm about 3/4 of the way down his calf muscle there. So just a little bit above the ankle. Then I'm going to put my hand over the top. I'm going to turn his leg, which starts to destabilise him. Then with both hands, I'm going to swiftly pull him backwards. Now, because our knees don't bend backwards, because we're not elephants, that locks his leg and forces him to do a front break fall. So the next front kick defence, I'm going to step to my left. Kick comes in, I'm going to cradle the arm into my right arm this time. Then I'm going to attack the knee with my elbow, it's a bit of a weakener. Then my hand goes over the top, underneath the knee, and I turn. As I turn, that puts pressure on his hip, takes him backwards, and then I can do a back fist to the groin before pushing the leg away. So the next two, I'm going to take my opponent backwards. Now, depending on how big your opponent is in comparison with you, how much strength you've got and everything else, you may find that the first one of these two, you may find difficulty, but you should be able to do a version of it. So kick comes in, I move to the right again. I'm going to grab the leg, about the same place as last time. Then I'm going to grab the gi. Then I'm going to step forward and hook his leg out and just try and slow him down a little bit as he goes down. Now at this point now, I can kneel on the femoral thought, or throw the leg away and stand up. And the last one, we're just going to push him straight backwards. So again, I move to my right, hook the leg, drive him straight up, take him straight backwards onto his back. So the next one, this is straight out of one of our katas, kata 3 in fact. You're going to use the top of your forearm. As the kick comes in, you're going to step backwards, and you're going to nudge the leg away from you. This effectively spins your opponent around, and then you have a multitude of choices as to what you do next to actually do the takedown. So the kick comes in, I go back and I move, then I'm going to grab his collar and I'm going to sweep the leg and pull him down. This is one of our takedowns from behind. Next I'm going to take the opponent's leg the other way, which leads him facing us, and then again we have a multitude of different throws we can do. I can go nose, groin, I can now grab and I can do our body drop technique that we do from here. I can do stripping loin, I can do hip throw, I can do lots of different techniques there to finish the opponent off. So next is our roundhouse kick defences. So the first one, we're going to absorb the kick. Now, if the kick's coming along this line in the middle of the mat here, and I just stand on the line, then I'm going to take the impact of that kick, and I don't really want to do that. So as the kick comes in, I'm going to step away from the kick. The next thing I've got to do is I've got to make sure his knee is on my belly button. To get his knee on my belly button, bearing in mind he's trying to kick me with his foot, I'm going to have to step in towards my opponent. So I start with my feet in line, the roundhouse comes in, I step in, and I hook it over the top. And I kept my left arm there just to make sure I didn't get impacted. Usually I just grab over the top. Once I'm here, I'm going to turn around in an anti-clockwise direction. I'm going to move. Now, if you do this really, really slowly, your opponent will probably be able to maintain their balance. So the way it works is you step in, bring your left leg back smartly, and flick your right hip forward. That movement combined should help to get the opponent over. So here we go. So I use the leverage of his ankle there to hold on to that while I'm flicking the hip to help take him over. Some people have trouble with this and they have to step inside the other leg. That should not be necessary. If it is, then please speak to your coach and get him to help you to improve the technique. Always when you're practicing these techniques, take them really, really slowly. So the next one, we're going to block the kick with our arm. Again, we're going to move away from the kick as we do it. So your right hand's going to go underneath and your left hand elbow is going to protect your body. Once you've taken the kick, you're then going to move your hips out of the way to get the leg to the other side. Then you're going to grab hold of the gi and you're going to sweep the leg to take them backwards. You can take them backwards or forwards with this technique. So here we go. 1, 2, 3. And the final one is very similar to the first roundhouse kick we did. we're going to grab the leg. Again, we're going to move away and grab the leg. We're going to punch the opponent, and I'm going to do some sort of sweep again to take him down. So when he comes, hook, punch, grab the gi, hook him backwards, take him over to finish. So side kicks a little bit more tricky as to how to deal with it. You can advance on the opponent, so as he does a slow side kick, you can come into here, grab his leg, where you take him forward or take him backwards. But the timing is really tricky on this, so we're not looking for that at first stand black belt stage. So what we're going to do is we're going to move away, lift the hands up really high, because if he does a high kick to my head, I want to make sure that I catch that. So my hands are going to come very high, and I'm going to push that leg all the way down. I'm not far from the floor here. Once I'm there, I'm going to grab hold of his gi, and I'm going to trip the leg out. So let's go again. There, grab, and trip that leg out to take him down. Now, I'm not really kicking his leg. What I'm doing is I'm hooking my foot like that, and I'm taking my shin through into the back of his calf, just below his knee, to help to take him over backwards. So show you that once more. Drive it down, grab his gi, and then hook, just there, look, hook, and kind of lift his leg, take him down. And then rear kick. Now, you need to choreograph this when you're working this out in the beginning, so make sure you know which way your opponent's going to go. So he comes in with a rear kick, we're going to go back again and push that leg down. This time I'm going to step through this way and take him backwards and over.